There are many Jews who are going to be listening to this lecture. Many Jews. They like to listen to me, you know. There are many Jews who are going to be listening to this lecture of mine. And so I want to explain with clarity and briefly. In order for the Messiah to rule the world from Jerusalem and to convince the Jews that he is indeed the Messiah, then there are some things that must occur in Akhirul Zaman, in addition to what has already occurred. We have mentioned in previous lectures two things. Tonight we'll mention a third. For example, we said that in the Torah someone did some rewriting. And if you want to study that subject of the rewriting of the Torah, you can look at my book entitled The Religion of Abraham and the State of Israel, a View from the Quran, which is outside. It's not big, it's small. Or a better book would be Richard Friedman's book, Who Wrote the Bible. When you come to listen to my lectures, you must bring your notebook and pen. I don't see your notebooks and pens. Who Wrote the Bible by Richard Friedman. Try to get that book and read it. He was an eminent American historian of the Bible. And his research in the Bible, his research on the Bible coincides with what Allah says in the Quran. When they rewrote the Bible, they put into the Bible, in the Torah, that the Holy Land extends from the river of Egypt, which is the Nile, to the river Euphrates, which is a lie. It's false. But it's there. So in order for the Messiah to rule the world from the Holy Land, Israel has to extend its territory and enlarge its territory to encompass the territory from the river Nile to the river Euphrates. So Israel has to wage big wars to do that. You can't go home and eat roti canai and go to sleep and expect that the state of Israel will expand. Got to wage big wars. But Israel does not want to wage those big wars and appear to the world as an aggressor. So it will be convenient if the Muslims can rise up, and topple Hosni Mubarak. Rise up and topple this fella in Tunisia. Rise up and topple the fella in Yemen and so on. So that the world will see Islam rising. And then elections in Egypt and an Islamic government comes to power in Egypt. So that Israel can say, Islam is now threatening Israel. And Islam is now menacing the world. So when Israel wages a big wars, it would appear as though Israel is merely defending herself and saving mankind from Islam. See? Those big wars are coming. It should not be more than a year or two from now. When you see those big wars, you know, here is concrete evidence of Akhirul Zaman. Secondly, Israel cannot rule the world, and the Messiah cannot say, I am the Messiah from Jerusalem, if you're still using this bogus and fraudulent and utterly haram paper currency. Every Jew knows that that is haram. Every Jew knows that real money is gold and silver coins. Every Jew knows that. The gold dinar and silver dirham. And the temple in Jerusalem used to mint its own coins. Every Jew knows that. Because they did not accept the Roman money because of the head on it. Graven image. So Israel has to bring back gold and silver coins as money. And therefore the Western world is going to bring back gold and silver coins as money. We are passing now the stage of paper currency. And we've already moved into the world of electronic money. And the paper money is going down. And then the next stage after that is back to gold and silver. And we the Muslims, what are we doing? I'll tell you what we're doing. We're drinking Teh Tarik. That's what we're doing. I could use harsher language than that, you know. Israel has to do one more thing. So when you see the gold and silver coins coming back as money amongst the enemies, you know it's Akhiru Zaman. One more thing and we stop for the Azan. Israel has to rebuild the temple. So Masjid al-Aqsa has to go. And they've already prepared the way by using every electronic device that they have to portray the dome of the rock as Masjid al-Aqsa. They've already destroyed the foundations. And so don't be surprised when a very convenient earthquake occurs and the masjid is reduced to rubble. And then they rebuild the temple. When you see that happening, you know it's Akhirul Zaman. So there are many indicators by which we can tell the Jewish and Christian world is now absolutely convinced that the Messiah is coming.